Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast, a 30-minute mini version of the In Wheel Time car show that airs live every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central. From the fabulous Sugar Shack Studios, it is the In Wheel Time car talk show. Coming up, we're going to have... I have to turn the page because
It's a Bob Seger song. Turn the page.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Only you would know that. Coming up, we're going to get an update on the UAW strike. Remember, the new proposed contract still is yet to be ratified. We have the upcoming events calendar as well in this segment. Mr. Mars reviews the new Chevy Trailblazer, and later, auto teacher Jonathan Couch joins us. Plus, you'll hear the stories making automotive news headlines. All that and more just ahead in this hour of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Or if you're listening on a podcast, in the 30-minute segment that's about to happen, you'll just have to listen to the next segment to get the full out.
Yep.
So there's that.
Don't be late.
Along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, we always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for this mashup of a car show.
Yeah, it's going pretty smooth. You know, we've had a couple guests not show up, and I kind of like the format. I do.
that kind of format where they don't show
and
up?
Mike and you have done something different with the commercial breaks and all that good stuff. It seems to be working just dandy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you approve because we
love the way your sound system worked first right off the bat.
Yeah, that didn't work too good because I had this.
It's not my job.
I had this Mike Mars cable plugged into my computer, and it caused my computer not to put out any audio.
Which is good to know that we were going to test that after the show, but we got that out of the way early.
Tested it during the show.
We got that out of the way. So we just tested it on you. There's that. All right.
And thank you for your feedback.
Thank you for your patience.
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you.
Hello.
Coffee sweet.
Hello.
Hello.
Tune in next week.
All right. Joining us now, Sunderesh Heragu, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs at the College of Engineering, Architecture, and Technology at Oklahoma State University. And we're going to talk
Go
to
Cowboys.
We're going to talk to him about the UAW strike and get an update on it. Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on your show.
And I hope I didn't mash up your name too much.
You did it quite well. Thank you.
I guessed right. Yay me. So let's talk about the UAW strike. It seems to be going in the right direction. I think that I hear that the only thing that's left now is for the auto workers themselves to ratify the contract that has been proposed to all three of the U.S. automakers. Am I correct?
Yeah, that is correct. In fact, I think one plant, ratified it just yesterday, I believe. I think it was one of the Ford plants. So with an overwhelming majority, by the way, they are in support of the new contract. So I think things are going in the right direction. And I would say for both, not just the employees of the auto plants, but also the companies themselves.
Well, and I'm glad this is taken this kind of turn that everybody said, yes, we'll agree to the 25% pay raise. But there's more to just the 25% pay raise. It doesn't all happen at once, does it?
No, it happens over a period of 4 years. But there are also other things that's in the package. They've gotten rid of the tiered system. There are benefits that are now going to be in place. I think one of the companies, I think it was Stellantis, that had to open a plant in Illinois as part of these negotiations. So I think it's, from my vantage point, I look at it as a win-win-win for all.
Well, that plant that you're referring to is the Belvedere plant. As a matter of fact, we talked about it on this show a few weeks ago when I went to visit my cousin up in Wisconsin. Going from Chicago to Wisconsin, you pass right past that plant. And it's right there on the highway going up to Wisconsin 90, I think it is. And, passing these ginormous assembly plants it breaks my heart to see one that's sitting there not running. There's no one in the parking lot. They got a guard sitting out there, so you can't go in. Okay, I got that. But it's really not about the plant, the physical plant itself. It's about all of the people that plant employed. Thousands, 1,500, I think it was when they closed.
That weren't under contract, but were people around the plant that did business with the contractors.
And that goes with all of these plants that shut down because, you know, the little bar down the street, the hangout that these employees to the automakers go and hang out after their shift is over with. And how about the parts suppliers? Those guys, too, hurting as well because if the assemblers aren't putting the cars together, well, what are they going to do? They're going to have to shut down, too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if a plant is shut down, like you said, it just doesn't impact the employees there. But, you know, they say that for every automobile worker, there are 6 other jobs that are dependent upon it. So it has a huge ripple effect. And the other thing, too, is, you know, if you go back to the financial crisis of 2008, following which there was a ton of money that was put into the automotive sector. And of course, with the new Inflation Reduction Act, again, there's more resources that are coming, that have already come. It'd be a waste to see all of these plants that can be performing at peak capacity just sit idle. You know, it's been, 7 weeks since the strike started. And, you know, like we said earlier, things are going in the right direction. One plant has ratified the contract. And I think, you know, the short term, the automobile companies are probably going to take a bit of a hit. But, you know, if you look at their profits since, you know, for the last 10 years, the total profits have gone up by 92%, right? It's a total of $250 billion or something. And this year they're expected to make north of $30 billion, despite the strike, by the way. I mean, that might put a little bit of a dent, but that's good for, you know, American manufacturing. That's good for certainly the employees, but just the whole economy around a plant, you know, not just the suppliers, that's an important component, but also, you know, like the mom and pop shops, the cafeterias, the Starbucks and all that surround these plants. So, yeah, it's be a waste to have them sit any longer in an idle state.
Well, I also heard that there is some effect on some of these companies where they have pulled back on some of their EV expansions, delayed them, postponed them, and in some cases actually canceled them. So there's going to be a much longer term effect, I think, on some of these companies, don't you?
Yeah, in fact, I think GM is going to postpone, as of now, the transition to EV or building new EV plants by about a year. That's probably reasonable. But if they do it any longer than that, you know, then they're kind of have to play catch up 5 years from now. I know currently the EV sales have gone down a bit. But, you know, we all know that that's the future, right? So if they don't do the steps that they need to do now to transition to that environment, whether it's battery manufacturing or just EV plants, they might be left behind and other competitors will take over, you know, their core business.
How much impact do you think this strike has had on tier 2 and tier 3 suppliers? As far as closing down and maybe never coming back?
Yeah, if you look at, you know, companies like the suppliers to all 3 automakers, actually, you know, companies like Aptiva and others, they are actually hurting. They're going to have reduced sales in the next, certainly this quarter. Longer term effects, you know, could be perhaps minimized if they take some concrete actions to get back up. So the companies I was thinking was Dana and Aptiv, right, that they supply to the big 3. But if you look at the tier 3, tier 4 suppliers, there are many small companies that have cash flow issues that might not be able to make payroll, from one month to the other. They are definitely going to hurt in the short term. Hopefully not the long term, but this is where the big three perhaps has to step in and help stabilize their supplier base. They're all sitting on high level of profit, but if they work with their suppliers, especially the tier 3, tier 4, and support them with some good financing terms and assured sales and things like that. With the new plants opening, I think that's going to be helpful. But they can do a lot of things to make sure that their supplier base is not hurt.
And then how many hits can these suppliers take through the years? Getting hit back in 2008 with the collapse, getting hit with COVID, and now getting hit with this strike. I think there's going to be, some of them are just going to shut their doors and never come back.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back to 2008, but the pandemic for sure. But in between, they've had slowdowns, small strikes here and there. The chip shortage that put them way behind. Plus the unpredictable demand, right? Who knew that the demand for cars or SUVs after the pandemic was going to skyrocket?
Right.
So the economic uncertainty is another factor. Labor shortage, right? We are sitting at 3.8, somewhere around 3.8% unemployment rate. And not to mention the transition to EVs, right? All of this is just, things that are impacting the stable operation of a business. So the ones that are nimble, the ones that are able to adapt are the ones that are going to do very well. But I think it's in the interest of the big three to support all of their suppliers in the best way that they can.
Well, here's another thing too that I think people lose track of: the fact that the guys and gals that have been on the picket line, they were paid by the union $500 a week. So do the math. How much is that over a year's period of time? They've lost money going into the Christmas holiday season.
Oh, yeah.
And, despite the fact that, they got this 4-year agreement that raises their pay by 25%.
Over 4 years.
Over 4 years. So I don't know as if they'll ever be able to make up the money that they've lost for the 7 weeks that they've spent on the picket line.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about the employees first, right? In the 10-year period, their wages have really gone down by around 10%. The estimates are somewhere between 10 and 15%, depending upon the type of skill that they bring in. And now, over a 4-year period, they've got a 25% wage increase. So that barely puts them back to where they were, given inflation and, when the employees go to buy a car, they also see a huge increase in price, right? Not to mention all of the other things that they buy. Those prices have gone up. And for the companies themselves, I think, again, when you're looking at the big three, they're $30 billion profit that they're expected to take. So they will take a hit in the short run. But, they all of the companies and the UAW, they get their act together, they work together. I think they can push the regular car market envelope even more, but also make a quick transition to EVs. That's coming. I don't know how much longer companies can afford to say, I'm going to push it by a year. I'm going to push it by 2 years or 3 years, use one excuse or the other. Yeah, that's... it hurts everybody.
Well, especially the fact that these companies have already committed and invested billions of dollars in making EVs, and let's not even talk about the battery plants that are being built all over the United States, and those plants alone are $1 billion apiece. I mean, we're talking about a lot of money.
Well,
here.
one of the things I read about the contract that they're going to ratify, or some of them will, is that if a manufacturing plant closes in the United States, the contract could be null and void, and they can go back on strike. So this is actually preventing the manufacturers from building new facilities like EV or hydrogen or whatever the case in the U.S. because down the road, some of them will have to close at
Right.
some
If
point.
you're selling
Either that or
EVs,
build them offshore.
Right, and that's where
And
they're
I
going
think
with
building them offshore is going to be a high probability.
it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
And think about the automobile industry, right? Their share of the U.S. economy is something like $1.5 trillion, somewhere between 3 and 5%. They produce how many cars? I think almost a little more than 9 million cars in the U.S. So they have to make these investments in plants on a continuous basis. They really need to have their eye on the long-term picture, right? Even if they close down some of these plants, and if it's not in the contract to offer employment to the people who lost their jobs. By the way, some contracts they are saying if you convert from gasoline engine-based car to an EV car, some of the contracts are saying that the job needs to be guaranteed for the workers. But whether they have it in or not, with the labor shortage, right? They need to make sure that they're taking care of their employees well in the short term and the long term, and offer them opportunities so they can begin to contribute, because they already have the expertise, right, in doing the assembly plants and all that. So why not? If you have to train new people, bring them in, that's going to cost them a whole lot more.
Absolutely.
So I think companies will probably need to look at longer term rather than just the quarterly results, in my opinion.
Well, and your opinion is truly appreciated on this program, and you bring quite a bit of knowledge to the whole thing. And we want to stay in touch with you if we can, and get some more of your input once everybody gets back to work here in the next few weeks, and see how things are going. Can we do that?
I would love to do that. Thank you, Don, Mike, and everybody else in this crew. I appreciate you having me on this morning.
And we appreciate you too, Sunderesh Heragu.
Very much.
Yeah, and I really didn't give him due justice in the introduction of his actual background. Yeah, the credentials. Associate Dean for Academic Affairs in the College of Engineering, Architecture, and Technology at Oklahoma State, where he is a Regents Professor and holds the John Hendricks Chair. He served at the University of Louisville as director of the Logistics and Distribution Institute at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, State University of New York, Pittsburgh, and held visiting appointments at State University of New York, Buffalo, Technical University of Eindhoven University in the Netherlands, and IBM's Thomas J. Watson Research Center, author of the 5th edition of Facilities Design and an expert on supply chain logistics. I mean, I could go on and on.
Well, he's forgotten more than we'll ever know.
and you know what? I went to public school.
Yeah.
I graduated Oklahoma State in '78. Go Pokes.
Go Pokes.
Sunderesh, thank you so much. It's a pleasure and an honor to talk to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you again.
You bet. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. And be sure to follow us on Facebook as well. Time now for the events calendar. We have events, and some of them we're going to participate in.
And some good ones. We're advertising now for Autorama Thanksgiving weekend. Always the big event here in Houston. You want to go see a lot of custom cars?
Mm-hmm.
Autorama is a place to go. It's also a place a lot of car clubs will show up. I think Northside Mustang Club is going to have a big outing. They always do. They always have a big space set aside there. And then the 4th annual Memorial Benefit Taps and Turbo Car Shows is going to happen today at 12:30 at No Label Brewing in Katy. The 17th annual Heroes and Hot Rods Veterans Day weekend is next weekend in downtown Bastrop, hosted by the Bastrop Area Cruisers. They have 300 registered vehicles already. They have 400 registration openings, so they're still available for another 100 cars. If you're interested, go to BastropAreaCruisers.com and register your vehicle. It's a great show put on, and it's been going on for quite a while. And downtown Bastrop's kind of a cool little place to visit as well.
Yep.
It definitely is. Thank you, sir. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with Mr. Mars' review of the Chevy Trailblazer after this.
Tailpipes and Tacos is back.
It's been a while, but the popular Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In returns to the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy, and it's an extra special one. Bring your hot rod classic or modern classic to compete for one of the famous chili pepper trophies and get a free breakfast taco. Just make a donation of any size to God's Garage and Loopy's will match it. You'll be helping single mothers who need a set of wheels. It's been almost a year in the making, so you won't want to miss Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 11th, 8 to 11 a.m. Cruise in, donate what you want to God's Garage, and grab a free Loopy Tortilla breakfast taco. Tailpipes and Tacos only happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy at 703 West Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of the Katy Freeway. It's car show season, and what better way to kick it off than a free taco and camaraderie at Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, November 11th, 8 to 11 a.m. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Proceeds benefit God's Garage.
Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance has the absolute best price that you will find on GM parts plus transmissions and engines. Over $25 million in parts and powertrain inventory and customer service that will be not matched by anyone in the country. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance, whether you are a drag racer, an oval track racer, a hot rodder, it matters not. Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet and GM Performance will have the best price in the country, the best customer service, and the best delivery times that you will find on your GM parts. It can be on your dock, at your front door in a matter of days. It's Rogers Dabbs Chevrolet, GM Performance, and customer service to boot. Contact our Texas team, Gina Scheil knows at 713-907-0906 or Rodney Rodriguez at 512-300-4445. You will not find better service or better inventory in the country. Rogers Dabbs and GM Performance.
Rodney Rodriguez doing that commercial.
Man, don't yell at me, Rodney. I get it.
Yeah, he got it. All right, time now for this hour's car review here on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. And Mr. Mars has a review of the Kia Kona. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind. The Chevy Trailblazer.
So make sure you leave a space there that I can edit that out, please. So we're talking about the 2024 Chevrolet Trailblazer all-wheel drive RS. Now, this is actually a second gen of this vehicle that was introduced in 2021. It does come in 4 trim levels, an LS, an LT, an Active that I think you've had, Don, and then the RS. Now, you can get all-wheel drive in any of these vehicles, so we had the RS with the all-wheel drive. This is a subcompact SUV, supposed to seat 5. Better be friends in the back seats, all I can tell you.
Well, it's very small. It's compact.
It is. But it ain't your mom's truck-based Trailblazer that used to be.
Right.
Well, the people that watch this show, they're young, they're enthusiastic, and
They don't
even
remember the old
Hell
one.
no.
That's true.
That's
true.
what a grandpa had.
And I will tell you that my teenage grandchildren, they really like this vehicle, and they liked all the buttons and
I've
everything.
got one too.
The RS has got a unique grille on it. It's got some unique RS badging with black trim on it. It's a blacked out package. So we had the black roof with the Summit white body with the black panels across the bottom and the blacked out wheels and stuff. Is really a sharp looking vehicle when you got it out in the sun.
Agreed.
It's really nice. Up front, you're going to find LED lighting. It's also all around it. You're going to find the heated side mirrors, got some roof rails, got a power sunroof, power liftgate that's hands-free. We were rolling on 19-inch gloss black aluminum wheels available on the RS trim level. And I really have to say, I think some of the things that we're going to get into, particularly in the interior, I was really surprised that a subcompact SUV had this much content on it. I really was. So you get inside, you're going to find that the seating on the RS trim level is the Evotex seating material. Now, that's a synthetic leather replacement. It's supposed to wear better, but feel like leather, whatever. It was nice. Front seats are heated and ventilated. Passenger seat on this vehicle folds flat all the way down so that you can literally put an 8-foot object in there if you want to. And the second seat folds 60/40 and it folds down. And with this for this year, the 24, they had the new 11-inch touchscreen where you're going to find your nav and all your convenience controls in the middle of the dash. And there's an 8-inch driver screen that's got all your content. Now, the vehicle I'm driving now is the same way. I've noticed the 24s, they're starting to take some of the stuff out of the driver screen, like trips and mileage and things like that, and they're moving it over in the software into the center stack screen. So where you might normally, like if you were looking for I reset the road trip.
That's what happened.
Yeah. You can't find it over here in the driver screen. It's over in the center stack under some different, you got to dig for it, but it's in there. and it's nice.
Got to
because
know
it's
how to
big.
search through the menus to find it.
Yes. You got to kind of look. We also had the premium Bose audio with 7 speakers, and it was really cool. And we had the wireless charging. The second row has A and C USB type charging ports. You can't go out on the internet, but you can charge your devices with either type in the second row. Now, up under the hood, because it's the RS, it has the 1.3 liter turbo. And this is a 3-cylinder. And because it's the all-wheel drive and it's the RS, the standard engine in the Trailblazer is the 1.2 liter 3-cylinder. The one we had is 155 horsepower, 175 pound-feet of torque, backed by a 9-speed automatic. Now, if you get the 1.2 liter with 137 horsepower, you're going to get a CVT with it. That's just the way it is. Now, the EPA says you should be looking for 26 miles to the gallon in the city, out on the highway 29, combined 27. Now, I drove this vehicle a little much. I drove it 445.3 miles the week I had it. And I got 25.9 miles to gallon in it, which I was
That's pretty good.
pretty happy with that, concerning most of that was in
But
the
did
city.
it have enough horsepower?
Yeah, they look, get up and go.
It was adequate, is the way I put it. It's a little slow on the downshift because of the 9-speed. We've talked about that before with the small motors. If you put a 9-speed, sometimes
Hunting for gears.
Yes, it's got to go a little too far. Now, if you pull it down in about halfway down and step off into it, like it's more like a regular 6-speed, it'll get up and go. So maybe a 6-speed, performance-wise, may have been a better choice. I don't know about gas mileage. I don't know if it would have.
Did it have
killed
paddle shifters?
No.
Okay.
Did have 3 drive modes: normal, sport, and then you get into the all-wheel drive and all that stuff. And I couldn't tell much difference between any of them in this vehicle. And I didn't really see any need to. I like driving it just the way I had it. Now, the base model price for this vehicle, again, remember, this subcompact SUV, $23,100.
Dang.
Now, that's the base, the stripper. Now, the trim price on the RS was $28,700.
Still.
However, we had some options. We had some package that pushed the MSRP up to $34,670.
No.
Well, it did, but looking around, I didn't really think that was too bad for the amount of content you get, because there's still some more stuff in there that we just didn't have time to go into. So we're kind of hitting the highlights. But if you go look at a Volkswagen Taos. Yeah, that one. $24,155. A Mazda CX-30, $26,360. These are the base trims. And then the Subaru Crosstrek at $26,290. These are the 4 all-wheel drive vehicles that I could find in that same size to kind of compare them to. But I was really surprised. It's been a long time since I've said, I really like this Chevrolet.
And the grandkids did too.
Yeah,
and the
Kylie
grandkids
likes the one.
did
She
too.
liked the tracks at the auto show.
Yeah,
She's
and this
seen
is
that.
kind of price is situated size-wise between the Trax and the Equinox. It kind of fits in between.
Yeah,
the
Equinox is a little bit bigger, obviously.
Yeah. And but anyway, I was fairly impressed. And so if you're looking for a vehicle in that size, I would definitely go check this out when you're checking out the rest of it.
The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is available 24/7 on iHeartRadio. Just search In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com. And 30-minute podcasts are at your fingertips on over a dozen of the most popular podcast outlets out there. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show will continue right after this quick break.
Hey, Houston! America's greatest hot rod tradition is back! Thanksgiving weekend! The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama! At the George R. Brown Convention Center. 4 action-packed days of hot rods, customs, classics, trucks, and performance cars. The ultimate lowrider showcase. Sponsored by Shorty's Hydraulics. See Lone Star Throwdowns, Texas-sized truck spread. And don't miss the traditional rod and custom section. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, see wild, high-flying freestyle motocross stunt shows. Shop the swap meet and women's world all weekend on the celebrity stage presented by Nick's Auto Repair and Classic Car Restoration. Friday, meet AEW Tag Team Superstars, the Lucha Bros. Saturday, it's Noel G, Hector from the Fast and Furious. Sunday, it's Lou Ferrigno, the original Incredible Hulk. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Autorama. November 23rd through 26th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. Discount tickets at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Part of the Summer Racing Equipment Show Car Series. See Autorama.com for more info.
Houston's finest cars are invited to another Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, and you're invited too. Show off your personal pride and joy, or just stop in to see the likes of Lucid, Lamborghini, Porsche, Ferrari, and more. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. It all takes place Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon. This is the perfect opportunity to connect with other car enthusiasts. From BMWs to Bentleys, Corvettes to McLarens, the Car Social is a different kind of show. Talk to the owners. See Gulf Coast Auto Shield's facility. You'll be amazed. Put it on your calendar now. The Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, December 2nd, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We'll see you then. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Real Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning, 8 to 11 a.m. Central on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InRealTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts.